I'm early. Hello. And I'm going to spin today, I think, unless it's too loud. So I'm going to start right now, and then when you get here, you guys can tell me if it's too noisy. Because the wheel is closer to the mic than I am. Hello? Merrick, can you hear my wheel, and is it too noisy? And be honest. Hello? Lee said, I think nope. It's making just a little... Okay, Elizabeth said it's not too much. Good morning, Tanya. Good very early morning to you. Because I also have cords behind it, and it's like clicking against the cords. Maybe I'll just knit. Andy can't stay, visiting a friend. Hello, Cheryl from Saskatchewan. Happy Sunday. What's up? What is everybody up to today, honestly? What's up this whole week? I want to know if there's anything exciting or fun happening in your week. I know Elsbeth just got halfway through the project that she's working on away from home, and she misses home. I don't blame you, Elsbeth. That's a long time to be away. Hello, Fiber Witch and Julie. Hello, everybody. How are you guys? Hey, Brittany, welcome. First time joining. All right, I can't deal with it. I'm going to have to just knit. It's making me nervous, the wheel noise. But luckily for me, there's never a knitting project too far away. Lisa's still working on a raccoon. Ooh, only got legs left. That's exciting. Oh, Tracy went to the car show. That sounds fun. Crystal, you cut your knitting. Did you? Well, I know, but it's making me nervous. I've had so many sound problems. Okay, Elizabeth said, finish the heel turn on the sock I'm working on and did a lot of packing. Do you have a move-in date? Are you anticipating moving in? What's going on? I need to know. Crystal said, okay, your wheel is talking, but she wasn't talking over you. It's literally between me and the mic, so I'm figuring you can probably hear it a lot better than, like, even I can. That mic is good. I probably should just move it. I don't know. We'll see how that works. Okay. Nyla said, hello. How are things there? She said, hurricane in Florida, spinning. Oh, the Miranda braids. Gosh, I'm so glad you like them. That is a favorite of mine. And please keep us posted on how you're doing in the hurricane, because I've been thinking about it. Amy said, knitting socks and watching football and watching you. Oh, my goodness. Oh, gosh. Tanya said, my son and daughter went to Hobbiton during the week, and my son had his first alcohol. Did he just come of age? Is that the reason? How did it go? Julie said, I'm combing border Wensleydale fleece I bought a few weeks ago. Nice. Crystal sewed a steek with her sewing machine. Excuse me. Hey, Billy, how are you? Oh, Tanya said, drink in the Green Dragon Palm. How fun is that? So you didn't get to go? They went to, your kids went together? That's a bummer. But still. Okay. Elizabeth said, no date yet, but it will probably be, for you guys who don't know, she's moving into a new house. Will probably be in the next 2 to 3 weeks. There's one step left before the cleaning crew comes in. Then I have a walkthrough, appraisal, and closing to get through. Good for you. Tanya said, yes, 18 is the legal age here. I wasn't 100% sure, but I thought it was 18 there. Hey, Sharon. Sorry. Yeah, fall is here. We were gonna close the pool today, and it's been raining for the last 2 days, but I think we might be able to. I've told you guys before. A couple years ago, you have to do it in a certain order to like blow all the air out of the pipes and then seal certain things up so that you can like blow it out of the rest. You know what I mean? You have to do it in a certain order. So we figured it out a couple years ago and we filmed it, and I keep it in my Google Drive. So we pulled out the video this morning so we wouldn't like mess up again. It's so funny when we try to do it and we can't remember. So we watched it this morning. Crystal said, Slick Yarn required it. I did the phone a friend so she could freak out while I cut. That's nice that you have a friend that can do that for you. I'm glad it went well. It sounds like it went well anyway. Oh, Tanya was working. I'm sorry, Tanya. I'm sorry you missed it. Hello, Mandy. Brittany said just started weaving last night. That's so exciting. Rigid heddle or floor loom? She said, thank you, Trish, for your channel. I've learned so much knitting a baby blanket for a co-worker right now. That's nice. We found out this week that the coming grandbaby is a boy, so I can start knitting. Kim said, miracle of miracles. I'm here to catch this live. Yay, Kim. Billy said, doing great, Trish. Grandson just came in. Be back shortly. Have fun. Crystal said, best way to do it. I would imagine. I hadn't even thought to try that. I wish I did. Hey, Kimberly. She said, hello, tribe. A long time no see. It has been a long time. Feel like I've missed so much last 3 weeks. Hey, Nikki. Elizabeth said, yay for baby boys. I would have been just as happy if it was a girl. It's just, I'm happy that I can start knitting now. So I could have, but, you know, I just wanted to wait and see if they were going to find out and tell us. Hey, Carrie. Okay, Brittany said, Ashford 24-inch rigid heddle, starting some dish towels. Love it. I love me some dish towels. Hey, Lori and Eileen. So some of you guys just got here, but I asked the question this week to start out, what is coming up this week that you're like excited about? Let's, you know, a big deal for you this week, or maybe a bad thing that's coming up. Share it with us. Let's share. Want to? Cheryl is making cell phone bags for a market next month. And my thing that's coming up is that I need to make buttons for John's sweater, and I can already tell I'm procrastinating because I have an idea in my head, but I'm worried it won't turn out like I thought. But I'm just going to go for it. And I can always go over again, right? Crystal said, getting this sweater done. Cuffs are all I have to knit. Woo! Carrie said, I got nothing. Nothing this week to look forward to. Nothing. Eileen said, great to see John's finished cardigan. Trish, looks great. Thank you. I am going to, I'm not going to wet block it. I'm going to roll it in a damp towel and block it. Then just sew the buttons on and it's all done otherwise. I've got the ends woven in. I sewed up the, you know, the armpit joins. So, I don't know why I have to show you where the armpit is. You guys know. But, so it's basically ready to go. And I am very, very pleased with how it looks. It looks really good on him. Tracy said, Friday I get to visit my daughter and see her new house. How fun. Carrie said, ooh, make buttons. Can you share more? I am going to film it. And I will probably just put it on the members side because I know a lot of people don't care. But I figured that is something that the more technically leaning people will want to see. So I'm going to put it on there. Elspeth said, it's a short work week. Ooh, nice. Truth and Reconciliation Day on Friday. So long weekend. Yay for long weekends. Brittany said on Thursday night, I'm flying to Miami for a bachelorette party, but I'm very nervous about this hurricane. Is it not? Is it not going to be done by then. It's going to be okay. I just know it. I'm feeling like it's going to be like less intense than they think. Dawn said 2 weeks from today I get to go pick up my standard poodle puppy. I can't wait. I bet. Puppies are the best. Carrie said my armpit is located elsewhere, so I'm glad I showed you then. Makes more sense, right? Elizabeth said I have a training program for work that needs to be done before October 1st, and I have only completed 3 of the 18 hours so far. Going to have to put it in high gear this week. Yes. Julie said not this week, but next week, October 7th through 9, fiber retreat in Alexandria, Minnesota. Nice. This is the season for retreats, right? Tanya said work good because money and all, and work bad because it's work. Exactly. 100%. Mandy said I have a busy week, but nothing particularly exciting to do in my making. I'm on track to wrap up all my whips by the end of September, and so I'm going to be able to start my new stuff by next weekend. That's kind of a big thing, Mandy. Like, exciting. Kimberly said I'm still a slave to my garden until all this produce is canned. I really need to get in and just like clean up the last few things that have ripened, but we're basically done here. It's too cold at night. Crystal said there needs to be more button making videos in the world. I looked up how to make buttons and still ended up with buying buttons I'm not happy with. I've done it a bunch of times now. And because I don't have a good source here, I have to drive like half an hour to a store that has any kind of selection. So I just make them, and I've found that I've been really happy with them. I'm going to film it. So Eileen said, finished my sweater. It's blocking and drying. Great fit. Love the colors, but not sure if the color looks great on me. Did you put a picture of it up, Eileen? I don't think I saw it. Did I? And if you love it, is it possible you could put something under it next to your skin that is a color that looks great on you? I don't know because I haven't seen the sweater. Hello, Deanna. Lisa said, oh, Eileen, maybe it would look better on me. Probably you should check that out. Elizabeth said, Carrie, you make me laugh so hard every time. Eileen said, on the plus side, I finished a cowl I made as a test knit earlier this week, and I'm very happy with that one. Did I see a picture of that? I feel like I didn't see any of it. Crystal said, oh, that's cool. Hello, Kim. Carrie said, Elizabeth, I'm glad to hear it. I love when people make me laugh, so it's nice to give back. I feel that way too. I am so lucky. Lisa said, Kim, do you sell your produce? You have so much food. It's true. You guys have gotten so, but I mean, that probably lasts you throughout the winter, right? Mama said I went to my first Fiber Festival on Friday, and I get to go to a larger one next weekend. That will be it for the California festivals this year. Wish we had more. Is Lambtown next Friday? There was a Northern Michigan one this week, and John was like, hey, you should go to this, but it's over 4-hour drive there. And so if I go, and then drive back, it's a really long day. So I decided to just not, because we're going to Rhinebeck in a couple weeks. Eileen said, no picture yet, still blocking. Maybe it would, Lisa. It is super warm, so definitely you would have plenty of use of it up in the Hebrides. You guys are funny. Hi, Sarah. Tracy wants to know what festival you went to, Mama. Lambtown is coming up, though, right? Next weekend? That's not the one, or is it the one you just went to? Carrie said, I'm so excited about the Ann Arbor one, which is like the 7th through the 9th or something like that, right? Eileen, I'm not trying to pressure you about pictures. Please don't feel pressured. But she said I will be better this week and share some pictures, Trish. Lisa said, fire it here today. Pretty windy, 40, fire here today. 40 miles per hour, but not quite hurricane. That's pretty windy. Okay, so it was the California Woolen Fiber Fest. That means Lambtown's coming up. Kimberly said, I have sold some in the past, but with the high prices of groceries, this is going in the pantry for our family. My hubby likes to eat. I mean, I froze tomatoes on tomatoes, and I will be making sauce. Hopefully not burning it again, because I burned it last week. Mama said, which was inside the Mendocino County Fair. Carrie said, we thought about the Alpina one. It's the first year. Is it the first? Okay. I did see the description contain crafts and housewares, so I wasn't sure it was an actual fiber fest. I did see some Michigan vendors that I follow, like their setups, so I don't know what else was there, but it's far, so we have to plan to like stay overnight if we're gonna do it. Mama said Lambtown next weekend. Okay. Kim said, thank you everyone for all your suggestions on the Sasquatch chat. I've decided to put it away for a little bit and learn more about floats. I'm going to try the Alaska hat next. There you go. I do think the jacquard floats might help you, Kim. I think Crystal suggested that last week or 2 weeks ago, and I think that might really help. Lori said, Trish, what type of yarn are you using and what is the colorway? It is, it's Perth. You know I love me some Perth. I can't remember the name of the colorway. It has a little, I don't know if you can see or not, but it does have like some very light pink going through the gray and white. It's nice. Subtle. Like me. Carrie said, yes, the AAFE is in 2 weeks. It's always a good one. Okay. Not going to say anything about that one because, I'm trying to figure out how I can get over for the day, but I haven't figured it out yet. Kim said I attended the Sasquatch Festival in Whitehall, New York, yesterday and had a blast. I'll post videos of the calling contest. I would really like to see that, Kim, please. John would be good at that. He makes every weird noise you can ever think of. Jan said, hello, fellow fiber friends from Colorado, USA. I'm knitting a sweater from cone yarn. It's turning out a bit smaller than I'd hoped. I seem to struggle with gauge. I know this is an unpopular question, Jan, but did you swatch? Kimberly said, I pickled 5 dozen eggs yesterday, but still have a lot of those for my customers. There you go. Hey, Michelle. Hope your day is a lovely one. Lisa said, Jan, can you block stretch a little? Crystal said, yes, I did, but they can be fiddly at first, but once you get it, they are great. I love them. Jan said to Lisa, yes, I hope that will work. I did a swatch too. Oh, what a bummer. Elizabeth said, I used that colorway in a shawl back in the spring. Do you remember what it was called, Elizabeth? Carrie said, Jan, maybe it can be a Christmas gift for someone with a smaller head. There you go. Mama said, do you guys prefer to buy ewe or ram fleeces? What's the difference in their qualities? I'm going to answer for myself. So sometimes the ram fleeces are more pungent smelling, but not always. And the weathers aren't as bad. So I don't necessarily pick based on that, except if they're like stinky ram fleeces, if that makes sense. Otherwise, I just look for a nice fleece and I don't care. Elizabeth said, I've been trying to figure out if I can make it to the Ann Arbor. If I'm not moving that weekend, we'll see. I feel the same way, Elizabeth. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how can I make that work that day? Eileen said to Kim, definitely look into that jacquard ladder back technique on the Alaska hat. Kim, oh, you know what? That's a really good idea. You could try it out on the Alaska, and then you can turn around and use that on the Sasquatch hat. She said it really isn't hard and will make your Alaska hat even better. I knitted 2 Alaska sweaters. Great design. They are really cute. I love the hats. Hey, Brenda and Chris. Kim said, I want a bag of unprocessed Shetland and want to keep some of the lanolin in it when washing it to keep some of the water repelling characteristics. Any suggestions? If I was going to do this, I would lower my water temperature a little bit. Because you still want to get all the dirt out. But the hot water is like what melts the lanolin and makes it go away. So I would lower it a little. Or only wash it in the super hot for a very short period. But I would probably lower it first. I would try that first and see how it comes out. If you still have too much or too little, or if you're right where you want it to be. Elizabeth said, I don't remember the name. No, don't apologize. I don't remember either. And somehow I took off the label. I don't usually do that. Lisa said, it's strange, Jan, because usually we knit the swatch tighter than the main knit. I am a tight knitter and often use a slightly bigger needle. You will learn what you're like. Yeah. I feel bad. Could it be that the characteristics of the yarn aren't as stretchy as the yarn in the pattern? So the inert, let's say, swatch, because I have had this before where the yarns just aren't suited to the pattern like I thought they were maybe. And so then does that make sense? So the inert swatch measures right, but the yarn doesn't behave stretch-wise the way that you thought it would, or the way that the pattern designer thought it would maybe? Is that possible? Tanya said, oh, have to tell you, we have chickens and they lay the biggest eggs. Did you just get chickens? We have bought a lot of farm eggs. Okay, for real, what happened? You know, because we live in the country. And I love being able to do that. Eileen said, hey, Chris, was just thinking I hadn't seen you in a while. How are you? Carrie said, Tanya, that makes a very interesting picture in my head. Poor chickens. And Chris said, hello, all is well. Are things calming down now in London? Lisa said, Kim, I've been reading about Chivia and they suggest doing a completely cold water soak first and then just one hot water one so protect the wool. There you go. That would probably work to get the dirt out. Hello, Abir. Abir, how much longer are you in Canada? Did you say the end of September? I feel like that was it, and then I thought maybe I'm misremembering. I don't know. Tanya said, yes, they're new chickens. That's exciting. I love in the spring to get John to take me to the shops here that sell baby chickens just so I can look at the baby chickens. It's not weird at all. They put them in these tubs with the heat lights on them. It's not the right word, heat lights. That sounds bad. Like they're cooking the poor baby chickens. Jan said, cool idea. The yarn characteristics change how the pattern works out. I never either. She said, I never use the recommended yarn, so I struggle with this a lot. I never do. And I change every pattern. So I say it's always a crapshoot, but a lot of times it works out. So then I think maybe I actually know what I'm doing. Could that be? I don't think so. Kimberly said, our chicken flock is 50, 2 roos, and our duck flock is 17. We have no shortage of eggs. Wow. And they're great bug control. I bet. We have just started to see some snakes around, and John is keeping them, for like mouse control. So we're trying around here. Very trying. Mandy said, I love to go visit the stores during chick days. Isn't it the best? And we get baby ducks too. Oh my gosh, I love it. I feel bad for them kept in those they're in like water. What do you call those? Livestock water tanks. I feel bad for them, but they're so cute. Tanya said they eat the veg scraps from hubby's garden. Perfect. All right, I accidentally caught. Hang on, let me fix myself here. As if that's a possibility. I caught my tail yarn. There we go. Carrie said it's not weird. I like doing the same thing. I wish I could pet them. I do too. I want to pick them up so badly. John says no chickens. He grew up with chickens for a few years, his dad kept chickens, and he has some stories, and he says no chickens. Elizabeth said it's not weird at all. I would want to see the baby chicks too. They're so cute. Eileen said my corner of London has been pretty quiet, and on the day of the Queen's funeral, it was almost like the first day of lockdown. No one on the streets, no traffic, everybody glued to the telly. We were watching it here the first day. I didn't know it was going to be multiple days. Mandy said it is. I love the ducklings. I do too. They're so cute. Lisa said, yo, Beer, I'm impressed you aren't panic packing. Oh, I missed it too. Hang on. Friday. Okay. So yes, the end of the month. There was just a bug in here. Nikki said, gauge doesn't matter exactly. If you get the fabric you like, that's what I do. Then do the math with the figure out what size you need to cast on, or if it is an item like a hat, maybe you can remove a repeat or add a rep. I just started a sweater this morning for myself, and I'm using a slightly, just one size up of yarn. So I sized up the needles, and then I picked a smaller size to make. I compensated. So Kim said, I've never tried duck eggs. Do they taste similar to chicken eggs? I really can't tell the difference. They're bigger though. The ones I've had. We have a neighbor that used to drop them off here. Lisa said, we sell some eggs too, and everyone comments on how wonderfully yellow the yolks are. We feed the chickens seaweed, which probably has that effect. I bet you it does. But the ones in the, like from a local farm that's not in some big, huge warehouse just getting, chicken feed, they're always so much better. They taste better. Okay. Abir said to Lisa, she said, I'm super panicking. Don't super panic. You're going to be fine. I would be like, how am I going to pack all this yarn I bought? How do you pack all the yarn you bought? Chris said, regarding the passing of the Queen, all the televised events were rather moving. Very. I mean, she had an impact. Think of all those years. All those years that she was the monarch in England it's kind of mind-boggling how many people have lived and died their entire life. It's crazy. So many years. Carrie said, Kim, I've heard they are great for baking. I never did try that. I was going to bake some blueberry muffins today, but the day got away from me. As usual. Lisa said, hide here then, a beer. Oh. It's a good break from packing, probably. Nikki said, exactly. I do that a lot. I do it a lot when I want to change the yarn for a project. Kim said, I watched as much as I could on the Queen. It was interesting. She seemed like she was an amazing person. It's going to be so interesting to see how things move forward. We were talking about it the other night, and this is not meant to be in any way disrespectful, but John and I were kind of marveling at how expensive it is for the country to have a monarch, and how okay with it everyone is, and they love it. You know what I mean? It was just really interesting. It's because so much info about that has all come out, and it's oh wow. Rowena said, hi everyone, better late than never. Hello. We're glad you're here. And you're not late. You're right on time. Kimberly said, duck eggs are exceptional for baking, and the egg white has a different protein structure that some people can taste, but others can't. I cannot. I prefer them. He does not. Interesting. Elspeth said, even as part of the Commonwealth, she was a constant presence on our coins, on our buildings, throughout our culture. I can see that. Eileen said to Lisa, so you don't only have seaweed eating sheep, but chickens too. Lisa said it is expensive, but so many people visit to see the royal family too. Yeah, I'm sure it's a draw. Like, that was not a judgment in any way. Please don't hear it that way. It's just there's a lot of countries that would not accept it, if that makes sense. Like, it would be a big deal, and we don't hear anything about people complaining. Lisa said, I keep meaning to forage for some of the edible seaweed for myself too. Oh, wow. Chris said, I met 2 new spinners along the I-12 corridor of southeast Louisiana. The Cajun tribelet is growing. That's fun. How did that happen? Wait, did I drop a stitch? Hang on, let me fix. Sorry. Okay, I'm fixed. Chris said last Saturday was spin in public day, but I was 4 days late. That's all right. Hey, Kai. Simone said, hi, guys. I took out my drop spindle today. It was feeling neglected, I think. Well, welcome. Good. Get spinning. Eileen said, so glad you are finding some local fiber friends, Chris T. So how did you meet them, Chris? Was it a shop in the area? Oh, could be. Okay, Crystal said, hi, Kai. Nice vest you made. Oh, Deb, us too. I think. Carrie said, I think the Perth colorway might be the port. Is it Pyrie or Puri? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I'm not Australian. But it could be. That does sound familiar. Thank you for looking, Carrie. You're so helpful. I love it. Deb said, almost missed it. It's pool closing day. We are probably going to try, I think, after this. It's raining here, so maybe we might try to do the next step. I've already drained it down, you know. Kai said 20 days till Rhinebeck. I'm excited. We're leaving before that, though. We're leaving on like Tuesday. Chris said, on another Facebook page, the 2 of them independently mentioned drying fleece in Louisiana, so of course I had to chime in and ask where they lived. The rest is history. That is so fun. Carrie said, Kai, I am jealous. I had to look. The curiosity was getting to me. I'm going to have to... Has it been on Instagram yet, Kai? Because I haven't seen it, but I haven't been on YouTube at all lately. Deb said, so excited for Rhinebeck. I'm getting kind of excited too. We're also, like I said before, kind of talking about, like, are we ready yet to adopt an older dog? And we're definitely going to wait until after Rhinebeck, for sure, and maybe longer till we're really ready. We're not ready. Kimberly said, I'm working on my first ranunculus with some cotton linen yarn I bought in New England. Tried it on for length and dropped 4 inches of ribbing off my needles. Oh, don't you hate that? Okay, Kai, I haven't looked lately, but I'm going to go look right after this. He said YouTube. It's on YouTube. Eileen said, that's great, Simone. I will be picking up my drop spindle and spin along with you. I've got some very lovely and very special wool from Lisa's North Ronaldsy sheep she sent me. What wool do you have? That's so cool, you guys. I love that. Carrie said, Kim, oh no. You can do it, Kim. I feel like you can handle this. You can take the challenge. I can't tell you how many times I've decided I was going to just not, take it off and put it on a string and tried something on and pulled stitches off. I don't know why. I don't know why I do it. Yeah, Kim said picking up stitches. Lori said, is the Perth yarn Lake Gardner I was looking to? Well, look, I can find out from my yarn store because they save all your purchases. So I'll ask her what, I'll actually look on her website because I think she still has some. I'll let you guys know in the Facebook group. Kai said get some sheep and a sheepdog. John says no to livestock, Kai. He's probably right, too. Desiree said the weather was gorgeous yesterday. Went to the Shenandoah Fiber Festival in Berryville, Virginia. How was it? Did you get anything cool? Samantha just put a Spinolution Monarch on layaway. Can't wait. What's the best way? Oh God, best for we to spin for beginners? I think there's a bunch of really good ones. I think you're asking for the best wool, but I usually recommend, there's 3 that I feel are pretty reliable, and it's Romney, Blueface Leicester, and Corriedale. I think are all usually pretty good for beginners. Chris said, Kai has an interesting idea there. Sharon said, oh boy, caught the live, Sharon. Spears said, Samantha said, how do I become a member? It should say join under the video, Samantha, and if it doesn't, if you're on an iPhone, if you open it up on a browser, if you go to YouTube on your browser instead of the app, you'll see it there right next to like subscribe. It'll say join. Kai said, I think I'm getting silkworms next year. That's exciting. I have seen your video on the silkworm cocoons. Elsbeth said, oh crap, work calls literally. I'll try to pop on next weekend. Have a great week, everyone. Bye, Elsbeth. Brenda said, I'm working on the VBAC tee doing my first fade. Fun. Kimberly said, I knew better. I chanced it anyway. That could be on my t-shirt. It's that twisted rib. I'm trying not to mess up. Cotton linen is splitty. Adds to the challenge. You're up to the challenge. I know you are. Simone said, Eileen, it's a BFL silk blend. Nice. Yeah, Crystal said silkworms, and Lisa said we need more on silkworms. Desiree said, bought 3 bags of Coopworth. It's so pretty and super clean. I think Coopworth is a really nice one for home processing. I really like it. Sharon said, back from May knitting retreat. How was it, Sharon? What was awesome about it? What was not awesome about it? I want to hear all about it. I have a meeting this week with a possible retreat place. That's right. I'm not saying it's happening, but I'm going to meet with them. Eileen said, oh, Simone, that will be lovely. How are you finding the silk not too slippery? Crystal said, I got my spiders on my ribbon chasing each other. What does that mean? Are you working on a ribbon? Hey, Caitlin. Working on a sweater test knit. Simone said, no, not slippery, Eileen. It's lovely. I just dyed a whole bunch of BFL silk. Next weekend, I think there is going to be a shop drop. I hope it'll coincide with some fun news, but we'll see how it happens. Okay, I don't know what that meant, but Desiree said I was told Coopworth is a long, cool white and good for spinning over the fold. It is, I would agree. My next learning process. Carrie said an FLD retreat. I will try not to get too excited. It will be next year for sure. So don't get too excited. If it happens, even. Chris said Coopworth is not a breed I heard mentioned before. Is it exotic? I wouldn't say so, but maybe you don't have them close there much. I don't know. Crystal said you will see my ribbon. It's how I finish. Oh, I see. It's how I finish my steek. So you sewed it over. That's always nice. It'll keep it so nice and stable. I love that. Yay, Samantha, you found it. Well, welcome. Nyla said the knitting barber cords are great for trying on your knitting. Easy on and off the needles. Maybe I'll get a couple of those because I am just like Kimberly, I very often will be like, it'll be fine. I can just quick slip this over my head and then it's not fine. Kai, that's great. Kai's going to start a shop next summer. Awesome. Sharon said everything was really good. Went to Jagger Spun Mill. Is it Jagger or Jagger? I never know. For their shopping day. Ooh. There was also a vending day. Lisa said, can you set up a camera? Yes, 100%. So I can sort of Zoom attend the... I think that's a great idea. She said I could hide out in my bedroom for the time. Yes. Lisa, that is a great idea, which I hadn't thought of. Sharon said it's in Kennebunkport. Okay. Did you love it? Elizabeth says, shop drop, fun news, possible retreat, how much fun can we have all at once? Maybe I'll break it up. Stretch it out. Bye, Sharon. Sharon's going off to see family. Carrie said, my thoughts exactly, I might explode. The thing that worries me the most about the retreat is the cost. I don't want it to be out of reach, and it seems like every place is so expensive. Caitlin said the one I can post about is for Joyful Knits Boutique. I just realized it said who for. Got it. Okay, Eileen said Coopworth, page 245 of the Breed and Fiber source book. Reading up on it now. Samantha said, I'm excited. Thank you for all you... Oh. I'm really just documenting what I'm doing, honestly. But I appreciate you. Thank you. Elizabeth said we can explode together. Oh. Hey, Shannon. I was watching your videos this week on Instagram. Shannon's been weaving towels. You know how much I love towels. Chris said there aren't many sheep down here to begin with, but in general on video, etc., it's not a breed I remember hearing. P.S. I'm spinning a GCN that is much different than the one I had last year. Awesome. GCN. Gulf Coast native, right? I'm telling you, there's a wide variety in some breeds. Sharon took a colorwork class. I love that. Kimberly said I have a set of cords. Of course, I can't locate them. The rest is history. Good, she's got them all picked up. Okay, I didn't know that, Eileen. Thank you. She said Coopworth is a Border Leicester Romney cross. It would make sense based on what I know. At the Michigan Fiber Festival, there is a vendor that brings like almost all Coopworth. It might be some Romney as well. And so I've seen them a lot. I've come across them a lot. Desiree said, looking at the book now, mine looks like the raw in the picture. So you got a nice one, a good example. Mandy said to Chris, I have spun really different Gulf Coast native too. The fleece I had this year was almost like Shetland, but what I've had before was closer to Corriedale. That's interesting. Sharon said this retreat is very reasonable, I think, compared to some out there. The price is one of the biggest things that stresses me out. And then also, do you feel like there has to be classes offered? Because part of my brain says, wouldn't it be fun to just go and spend like a relaxing weekend in nature, some knitting where and when, or spinning, whatever you want, whenever you want, and just like talking to your friends and hanging out? Or do you feel like a class is a must-have? Discuss amongst yourselves. I'll just read it. Chris said hers was closer to attic insulation. Oh. Brittany said, I want to learn nail biting at the Minnesota Fiber Fest in a few weeks. Anyone ever tried this? I've seen it, but I've never tried it. Gosh, that's so true. Lisa said we have so many skills between us, we don't need classes. There we go. Okay. Eileen said apparently Coopworth also has a great variety in quality and softness. They say similar. It's very similar to Border Leicester in my opinion. and Perrindale and Romney. Carrie said, I don't think there has to be classes. I went to a retreat with no class, just relaxation, and it was wonderful. I mean, there will be a masseuse, of course. Elizabeth said, I don't particularly need classes, though that's fun too. I would be fine just hanging and knitting, spinning. Patty said, I'm fine with just hanging out and knitting. We all learn from each other anyway. Yep. Carrie said, yes, I can imagine someone saying, oh, she got cut off. Kimberly said, with our group, I think that's true, because we can all help each other with things. Chris said, I have wanted to take a quilting retreat and I would not want a class mixed in. I used to go to a spinning retreat. The retreat center is sold, and they had a quilting retreat at the same time in a different room, and they were like fine if we came in and talked to people and like looked at what they were doing. I don't think they did classes. Tracy said, I do think formal classes would be necessary, maybe just some of the experienced folks doing their thing and answering questions. Elizabeth said, did I agree to work during the retreat and forget? Or are you talking about a different massage therapist? Well, I never thought about that. If you decide to come, we might have to talk. You wouldn't want to work, would you? Sharon said, Seven Sisters Arts. This was vending. This was actually the first year they offered a class. Really don't need a class myself. Okay. I'm sorry, Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, you can get like a couple's massage. Only one of you is getting the massage, and we're the other part of the couple. I don't know. Eileen said, for me, a class would not be a must-have at all. Would rather just hang out and just share skills between us. But if some of us would want to volunteer in activity, I mean, I do think that a couple of available drum carters with like tubs full of mill ends so that people can like book some time might be fun, if that makes sense. I don't know. Carrie said, whoops, I'd love to learn X, and someone replying, come over here, I'll teach you. There you go. Crystal said, maybe not classes, but could do a dye session or something. I like it. So a workshop instead of a class, if that makes more sense. Shannon said, I came in late. I don't know, Shannon. I'm meeting with somebody about a retreat, but I am not going to say, yes, I'm doing one, because I stress about certain aspects. Kai said, I personally like classes. Fiber classes help me remember, oh my gosh, that went fast, that not all classes are bad since he's still in school. Andrew said, in the before times, I used to go to fiber retreat twice a year, no classes, just hanging out and learning from each other. I like that. There you go. Chris said you could arrange a workshop. Sharon said it's pretty laid back. It's within walking distance to beach. That's nice. Which went to and knit at beach. That's so relaxing, isn't it? I agree. Chris said not I mean, there is a difference between a workshop and a class. Just providing stuff to kind of like play with, is different from an organized class. Amy said, no class is necessary, but wine, please. Hey, Sarah. She said, I know a massage therapist in Grand Rapids who does parties. So, no giving anything away, but it is not going to be in Michigan if it's at this place. But, Sarah, if I end up in Michigan, I will definitely hit you up and get the name. Or you can email it to me now if you want. Oh, Cindy said, got here just in time to say bye, but I'm here. Hi, Cindy. Carrie said that would be fun. The drum carter thing, maybe blending boards for low stress. There you go. Brittany said workshops would be awesome. Oh, yes, and or Prosecco. I mean, Prosecco counts as a wine, right? It's like a sparkling wine. Chris said I will attend a felting workshop on Saturday, October 1st. Really looking forward to this. Eileen said, oh, drum carter's so much fun. We could go for a walk forward. I like that idea. We could talk about natural plant dye availability, right? Together while we were spinning, knitting, or crochet. I love that. Mandy said, hypothetically speaking, of course, but workshops sound more appealing to me than classes. I want the opinion, so throw it out there, Mandy. Sally said, hanging out would be nice, but a workshop would be cool too. There's always going to be hangout time. Hello, Anne. Crystal said, make sure the massage person offers cupping. Elizabeth, do you offer cupping? Just kidding. I would never ask you to work at a retreat, Elizabeth. Cindy said, our guild is having a retreat in about 3 weeks. We haven't been able to have one for 2 years. Sequence knitting with Cecilia C. Can't spell her last name. I'm glad you didn't type it, Cindy, because if you can't spell it, I darn sure probably can't pronounce it. So, because you know how good I am at the pronouncing of the words. Amy said making your own bats would be fun. I think so too. Like a bat bar, you know, like Build-A-Bear, only with bats. Genius. Eileen spoke Dutch to Anne, and I don't know how to say that word. So I'm going to say, I'm thinking you're saying good afternoon, right? Sharon said they also had a very fun, or good day maybe. They also had a very fun and informal fashion show where people showed off FOs as well as works in progress. So fun and only if you want to, so no pressure. Love it. Kai said you could have a certain amount of attendees doing demonstrations. There you go. Elizabeth, I would not ask you to work. You need to go and have fun. You work too much already. She said she does know how to do cupping. Cindy said chocolate and wine will be free-flowing. Can't wait. It's not happening for sure. So don't. I don't want to let anybody down if this doesn't work out. There are at least 1 or 2 places in Michigan that are possibilities as well. So it could happen. It might happen. But I need to get on it if it's going to be in 2023. Chris said build a bat. I think that's you saying that you like the idea. Lori said, Trish, how many stitches do you have on your needles? These are for me, and I like a 60 stitch sock. So that's what it is. John is like 64 to 68, depending on the yarn. His feet are quite a bit bigger than mine. Robin said, build a bat. Sounds like fun. Good evening. So I wasn't too far off. Thank you. I know the beginning of that, but I didn't know the end. Amy said, bat bar, wine, perfect match. I don't know about drum carters and wine. That's scary. Lisa said, it's fine, Trish. The pictures are so wonderful to carry us through the winter. Something needs to carry me through winter. Eileen said, ooh, bat bar, Euro, UK, Tribers. We might have to do one simultaneously. Oh my gosh. That would be so fun. Carrie said, what Lisa said, it's a fun thought to play with, even if it's set in stone, right? I don't want to say anything until I've actually figured it out. Cindy's... Okay, is that a place? Chris said, of course I like that build a bat idea. It's terrific. Simone said, I feel a little bummed today. The super cool fiber is expensive to ship to me, and I have very few spinners in the area. I then lose interest, then my wheel and spindle get abandoned. Where are you, Simone? Tracy said, yes, Cindy, yes. Chris said, hand crank, yeah. Yeah, I don't want any injuries. Kimberly said, my request is that if when it happens, it not be in the middle of garden harvest. It would not. We were so wrong to plan our vacation for end of August, beginning September. I'll be honest, what I really kind of am looking at right now is basically like this time of year, kind of like mid to late September. So maybe even the first week in October, but it will not be any later than that. Because in Michigan, and at the place that I'm going to talk to this week, it would be getting not too cold, but to the point where you're just not sure if it's going to be cold or not. So, hang on, I got trouble. There we go. Oh, Simone, you're in Nova Scotia. How is everything there, Simone? Is it over? I hate that it's so hard Because, like, I'm not that far from the border of Canada, and it is so expensive to ship from here to into Canada. Even if it's really close, it's crazy expensive. Teresa said it's a beautiful place. Carrie said I meant not set in stone. I figured that's what you meant. It's fine. Lisa said, yes, Kim, we need to water, weed all summer and then feed cows every day through the winter. Zoom is awesome. Carrie said that would make the transition to cold weather more nothing. Kai said, as long as I don't have to skip school, whenever is fine. Lisa said, Simone, YouTube and this bunch are even better than Neighbors That Spin. Hang in there. Yes, Simone, I feel like we should be able to find you some really good Canadian suppliers. And I wonder if a beer might be a good resource. I'm not sure if she's still here, but she's in Toronto, and I bet you she knows of some. Oh, Eileen asked about the storm as well. Sharon said earlier mid-October would be nice too, fall colors. That's what I think. The first week in October in this particular area would be very pretty fall-wise, so we'll talk. Kimberly said Kimberly, Michael can just pick vegetables for a weekend. I'm sure he would do that for you. It's not going to be like a whole week or anything. I wish. Simone said, we didn't get much wind, still have power. That's good. And it's over, right? I mean, I'm not sure if that's right. I'm asking. I do have a friend in New Brunswick, and he was talking about it. Cheryl said, Simone, what are you looking for? See? We got you. We're going to hook you up, Simone. Bye, Jan. Jan's got to go to her grandson's ball game. Sharon said, yeah, not too cold and could be warm too. It's iffy. You just don't know. Like, if you're here, it could be snowing. But I guess we all have wool, right? Eileen said, Simone, have you watched Cabin Boy Knits at all? They seem to have a few interviews with Canadian wool farmers and suppliers. I just feel like all these helpful... Really? Nikki. How did you come out of it, Nikki? Nikki said, here in Newfoundland, homes were flooded and some destroyed. Yes, Sharon said, nice sweater. I was thinking sweater weather is nicer because, let's face it, we all want to show off a little, beautiful sweater that we've knit or pretty shawl or whatever. Kimberly said, and why wouldn't you think he would want to come? He's a Fiber fan now, and by then I should have him knitting or spinning. You know what? That's a good question. Why would I think that? I guess because he doesn't come to these. I know he comments sometimes through you, though. Nikki said we were okay, thankfully. I'm so sorry about your area, though. All the people that I have known have been saying that they came out okay, and we haven't seen any news, so I guess I didn't realize. I'm so sorry. That's really hard. I feel like weather, natural disaster stuff is just so... Ugh. Oh, Cindy said, remember... yeah, right. I'm supposed to say. If you don't mind hitting the thumbs up, it's helpful. It's helpful to my channel. Jen said, hi. Thanks for hosting all the lives. I really enjoy them. Hey, Jen. It's good to see you. Jen, do you shear any, those flocks that get sheared twice a year? So do you end up doing a little... I'm looking at the date. Do you end up doing some shearing this time of year for, like I said, the ones that get sheared twice? Oh, Kimberly said we watch these on our Roku TV. I comment on my phone. Okay, but he's usually here. Bye, Lisa. You have a fabby week. Well, I can say that John will probably not want to come. But if Luther's not allowed, somebody's got to stay home with Louie. Maybe I can hire someone. Cindy said, "You do so good at reading the chat. Are you sure you weren't an elementary school teacher at some point?" I'm sure. Trust me. But I read aloud to our kids, well, to my son, a lot. Kimberly said, "My 2 Gotland are supposed to be shorn twice a year. Need to find a shearer to do them now." I think Jen is in your area, isn't she, Kimberly? Same state, anyway. Chris said, "Are you still doing the socks thing?" It's over. It's over, and after the second pair, I just like fizzled out, and I was like, I'm tired of rushing socks. I just got tired. But I think I might do the first one again next year. Sock Madness. I don't know. We'll see. Oh, shoot. Hang on. That was my timer that we're done, but I'm going to quick go through these. Simone said, "I love merino and hand-dyed braids, but it's $15 what? Shipping for most shops. So $40 to $50 a braid is too much." That is a lot, Simone. I don't blame you. What have you considered dyeing your own stuff just for that reason? Samantha said, "Do you ever dye spin Angora?" Yes. If so, would you mix it or be 100% Angora? It depends on how I want the yarn to turn out. I've done both. I've blended it, and then I've spun it all by itself. The first one, Chris, is Sock Madness, but the second one that I think you're asking about was the Super Sock World Championship. Jen said, "Great to see you too." Yep, have 2 flocks of Romneys that need shorn twice and another bigger job with a crew that we do in the fall. I love fall shearing. Nicer fleeces. Really? I didn't know that. Carrie said, "You might have to bring Lou. He's kind of famous, but not every place will let me." But could I pretend he's a little sheep, maybe? Carrie got to meet Lou. Kimberly said, "PM me, Jen." Nikki said, "I'm halfway done." Wouldn't it be nice if we hooked up a shearer and a spinner? She said, "I'm halfway done spinning for the botanical shawl." Wow, look at you. Sharon's knitting on night shift. Eileen said to Jen, "Romneys are some of my favorites." Mine too. I love spinning Romney so much. Chris said, "I don't blame you. You made so many pairs this summer." So really my real problem isn't how many I make. It's that for some reason my brain won't not be competitive. So if I'm going to do it, it's like you have to go all in, and I don't do anything but knit those socks until they're done, and it's pressure. I put pressure on myself. Simone said, "I love Paradise Fiber Club, but it was close to $60 Canadian. Still." Nikki said, "Check with Fireweed Fiber. She is in Canada. She also goes to shows a lot." Wow. Cheryl said, "There are a few suppliers on the East Coast." Kai said, "Where at Rhinebeck or the retreat?" The retreat. He's coming with me, Kai, to Rhinebeck. We're camping, so he can come. He's stayed alone in the camper many times. Chris said, "Yes, super sock, that's it." Yeah. Michelle said, "Retreat to me is what you said. Conventions are classes and discussions. Workshops have classes and you get to work." There you go. Carrie said, "I did get to meet him, but he only had eyes for Trish." We're a little codependent, and I don't mind saying it. Sharon said, "Retreat also had a knit along, only if you wanted to do, which was a 1 lace shawl, which was fun to see other shawl." Nice. Jen said, "Yes, I live up the north part of the state, but my mom lives down south. Twist my arm to go down visit and get to shear some sheep." There you go. I love it. Eileen said Simone shipping up to 1.5 kilograms snail mail from UK costs £12.85. So that's probably like about $15 US. I'm not sure about the conversion to Canada. She said 500 grams costs about $7.75. Seems pretty reasonable. Maybe UK could be a place to look. Oh, Simone said, thanks guys, love you for helping. Oh, one skein shawl, I see. Oh, there you go. All right, it's after 3. I am going to go because I actually have some more dyed stuff that I need to heat. John and I did some dyeing this morning, and I only got halfway done heating the wool. So I need to get that done, and I might make dessert. Oh, and I just scared my dog. Come here. You want to say hi? You might as well say hi. He was sleeping. He's out of it. You have a wonderful rest of the day. Have a great week. I will see. Elizabeth said hi. She said hi, Nancy. So I will see you guys next week, but there will be a video on Tuesday. All right, Carrie's got cookie dough. Oh. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Love you. Bye.